All right, we're there. Sorry, technical problems. I think when Chris last did let me turn on my light here. There we go. I think when Chris last did it, I'm gonna have to contact him. He deleted all the overlays. So anyway, and my phone's dead, and I just had to take a shot. Hope everyone's doing great. That was Jefferson had re-edited the live stream, and which he did a great job on. And Jefferson's been editing for us. And you'll forgive me, but I got really sick yesterday. Let's see, Saturday night. Started getting the sniffles, came home, crashed, woke up like just full on head cold, plague, whatever. I had fortunately it's only been about I've got my box of Kleenex here, so I may be sniffling and sneezing during this live stream. Excuse me. But hey, Jose, how are you? Olive Drab is here. Brian Stimson. Sturm is back. Hope you guys are doing great. So yeah, that was good. I was actually enjoying watching our live stream, and I took some notes on the Axanar Extended Universe and our new streaming service, Axanar Plus, which I thought was good. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, about 2:00 today, about 1:00, I woke up. I think I'd gone to sleep about 10. In the morning. I've been on and off all night. I mean, I woke up at I hadn't eaten dinner last night because I felt so ill, and I woke up at 2 in the morning, and Crystal was up, and because she works night shift, and I just had to scarf some cereal down, and I have this ridiculously healthy cereal. It's all protein and fiber and no carbs. So that and blueberries is one of my meals every day because I get my fiber in, I get a protein meal in, and I get my blueberries in. And so I scarfed that down and then went back to sleep. But it's just been miserable. It's one of those things where you can't sleep and you wake up and feel like crap. So anyway, I got 3 hours today, and then I took some Advil just because my head was about the only thing that was really bothering me. And then about 2:00, I started feeling okay, not great. I still have congestion and everything. But anyway, so hopefully it was just a 24-hour ass kicker, which I get from time to time. That's it. Lord Clark, hello, how are you doing? Good live stream. There's Wilhelm. Wilhelm, how are you? So we are in the middle. Mark and I worked Saturday while I was getting sick. We worked on the assembly, which is, as he pointed out to me, he said, it's not an assembly anymore. We're in editorial now. So now we're in editorial, putting the final touches on the edit, which is, of course, the edit sans everything, right? It's literally film and sound. There's no visual effects. There's no compositing from the green screen. There's no music. There's no sound design, right? So all those things are part of the post-production process. Stumblerock, how are you? Yeah, I am so excited about the wrap. Very, very excited. You didn't miss anything, Brian. We're just talking all the stuff we talked about in the live stream. So yeah, so I'm very excited. I mean, as I've said to people, the day after the wrap, I was like, wow, life is different now. Right. And especially now that I've seen the first editorial, as Mark is telling me, it's not an assembly anymore, it's editorial. I'm like, wow, this is freaking good. It's freaking good. And this last piece, which were two key actors, it was Sonia Alexander and it was Moreau, both great actors. Those got dropped in to the assembly to give us the editorial. Now we're in editorial. And it was really impressive. Really impressive. So we're in a great situation. And I think I need a little light here. Let me turn on this light. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That makes it better. So we're in a great situation. Oh, by the way, see back here, I just put up my early Star Wars hardcovers. I'd started collecting Star Wars hardcovers when they first came out, and I stopped. I have actually the first Star Wars hardcover of Star Wars, which is one of my prized collection, which came out in the 70s. But I also have, if you'll see right over here, these three right there are the three Heir of the Empire novels by Timothy Zahn. Mint condition, because I'm an obsessive comic book collector. So when I collect hardcover books, they're in mint condition. So there you go. Oh, and I need to Val. Let me see if Val's on. All right. Val, in the many of you. Hold on one sec. And now there's a cat rescue issue. Good and positive. Where there's another store that wants cats. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. So here's what's interesting. And I wish I had a camera I could take off and show you, but I'll just here. Let's do a little tour. Let me shut this light off. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to put this down. I'm going to put this light down. All right. And then I'm going to show you, and let's see if you guys can identify. Now, my Nautilus is outside. In here, there's the other two main submarines, which are, yes, of course, Skydiver. It's a great model. And then also Flying Sub, right? But there are two other submarines. One up there, the Lotus Esprit, right? From Spy Who Loved Me, and Yellow Submarine right there. So yeah, so I know it's kind of weird. It's like, so let me show you. Thank God I put on pants. I almost didn't put on pants. I was like, live stream. Thank God. This is. I'm going to show you a couple of my little toys. So this, who knows what this is? Some of you fans must know what that is, right? Who knows what that is? So this is my original from when I was a kid, which of course now is like in the dark ages. But when I was a kid in the 60s, Spectrum Patrol Car. Yeah, SPC, a Spectrum Patrol Car. Which I think is just one of the coolest designs. It's like I want a custom car that looks like I literally want someone to build a custom version of this, and so I can drive it around town. But this is my original one from the 60s. How cool is that? That I played with as a little kid. So very proud of that. And then here's my little Lotus Turbine, my Hot Wheels from when I was a kid, which is my favorite race car of all time. 68 Indy 500. Yeah, just brilliant car. And then now here's just another one. This was just of course, one of my favorite Starfleet designs, the Centaur, which of course from this, is inspiration for the Ares, right? So there you go. So there's some of my curios from up there. Hey, and if you know Valerie Smiter, who's Eccleston Angel on here, her parents just died. Her mother and father in the period of a month, both passed away. She's really distraught. So, if you know her, if you're a friend on Facebook, please send her your love, and the whole Axanar family wishes her well, and really She's such a sweetheart. Nemesis of Eden, how are you, my friend? I was thinking of you because I still owe you a serious thank you package for giving us Warhammer and sex toys. That's so. But you're right now. You're buried under like 200 emails from the past month. I think my email inbox is like at 1,000 right now. So a lot of it's crap that I need to get rid of. But anyway, Nemesis of Eden, I have not forgotten you, and I beg your indulgence for taking so long to get you the goods that you deserve. There he is, one of our favorite new fans, who came up with the moniker of Warhammer and Sex Toys, which we are absolutely doing a T-shirt of. I'm learning all about print on demand, so it is going to be in the brand new storefront. L. Scott Music says, I want to mock by. Hey, listen, here's something interesting. If you've seen the Speed Racer movie from like 10 years ago, it's an interesting movie. Who is it? Is it the Wachowskis did that, I think? Anyway, it was really it was really out there. But there's a small segment of filmmakers who think it's a brilliant movie, including Bill Condon, Dreamgirls, wrote Chicago for the big screen, directed Beauty and the Beast. He did Gods and Monsters, won the Academy Award for that. Bill is the partner of one of my best friends, and Jack. And Jack said, "Oh yeah, Bill thinks that movie's just absolutely brilliant." And I've heard that before. So curious if anyone's seen that. There's Eccleston Angel. Okay. Val, our hearts go out to you. We know what that's like. I know. I lost my mom this summer. We love you, sweetie. I listen. I did this live stream is for Val, so she's not alone tonight. So she has friends. Val lost her mother and then her father in the period of, I think it was a month, and so much love, Val. Much love to you. We're really sorry to hear that. I know how tough it is. My father's not long for the world either. He's struggling in hospice. So God bless you, and we're here for you, sweetie. We love you. Ian Mitchell sends his love. Wilhelm sends his love. There you go. Yeah, I know it's tough, sweet. We love you and we care about you. So, our deepest sympathies. Yep, everyone. It's tough when we lose our parents, right? It's really tough. I didn't know how to process losing my mom. I hadn't lost anyone. I mean, honestly, the first major loss in my life was Richard Hatch. I was 57 when I lost him. I mean, I didn't really know my grandparents, so that didn't affect me. I mean, when I was really young, so when they passed, it didn't register. Never had anyone really close pass. And then my mom passed, and she'd been declining rapidly, so we knew it was coming. There was nothing shocking about it. When she passed, we were expecting it, and I didn't. I'll tell you the story because we're here for you, Val, and I want to tell you this story so we all share in this. Oh, we're so sorry, Wilhelm. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Your mom's funeral was today, and you just lost your dad last night. That's awful. Oh, we're so sorry. Let me tell you. I'll tell you because I shared this story with Ted. We all process grief differently. right? And it's tough on all of us when we lose a parent, a sibling, a friend, a lover, a pet, right? They're all grief. When I lost my mom, I didn't cry. I was sad, but I didn't cry. I knew, and I was very close with my mom. Probably Axanar owes a lot to my mom because she always taught me to pursue my dreams. And but I didn't cry. It didn't come out. And one of the things Richard was teaching us about processing emotions when they happen. Like when they happen, you should be observing how you are when those emotions happen. And so I was like, how do I feel, and why? How's that being expressed, or whatever? See, everyone's here for you, Val. There you go, Val. Well, we don't want you to be alone right now. That's why we're doing this live stream tonight, Val. We're doing it so you don't have to be alone. So you're with us. So after my mom died, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks later. And again, I hadn't cried. My mom, right? And we're sitting, and Crystal and I are sitting downstairs with our pets, watching Rise of Skywalker, the third sequel of the third trilogy of Star Wars, right? Not a great movie, but some good point. There's some interesting, fun stuff in that. But at the end, there's the scene where I think is it Rey who gives Chewbacca his medal from Star Wars? Because we remember in Star Wars, he didn't get his medal, right? So I'm sitting on the sofa and I see that, and I said, I turned to Crystal and I said, and I just said, because Chewie didn't get his medal. And I'm even choked up now saying it. And I don't know why, but that released, and I just started crying. And how that's connected to my mom, I don't know, but it was the moment where I was able to release my grief at losing my mom. And Ted, and I told Ted that story. I had to tell Ted. So Ted Brunetti, our director, who I'm very close with, and obviously one of the things is when you're acting, you're dealing with a lot of personal stuff, right? Dredging a lot of personal stuff up. And so I shared it with Ted. And when the first time I shared it with Ted, I started crying again. And he was laughing, and not at me, like with me. Like it was a very vulnerable moment on my part, but Ted was there for me. He was like, look what's happening, and tap into that and understand that and cherish that, right? And so anyway, I share that with you, Val, because just so you know that we all face grief differently, but we all face grief and we all share in that. So we're here to support you. We love you. You've been such a staunch ally of Axanar and of me for so long. So we're here for you. Let's see. I know we had a newcomer, Kevin Scott 76. You're here because JP. Well, thank you, JP Poole, one of our awesome allies, BTS photographer extraordinaire. What? Oh, hi. Hi, here, Val. This is Tank. Oh, this is one of our rescue cats. This is Tank. He was abandoned. What? Huh? You're a big boy. He's a funny guy, but he loves attention. But he's one of those cats. He's like, love me. You okay, buddy? You okay? Yeah. He's a sweetheart. Okay. You can get down. Let's see. Let me go through the there you go. Stumblerock, thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate it. Indeed, this is true. Oh, geez. Ian, we're so sorry to hear that. That's rough. Nemesis sending you a big hug, Eccleston Angel. Well, listen, Val, you still can tell your mom. You tell her yourself. You tell her privately. I'm sure she's looking over you. Oh, very cool. There's Keith Cedar. How are you, Keith? So anyway, Val, if you need anything, Val, you know you ask us. You ask me. Excuse me. Let me. Excuse me. If you're just coming in, I am a little under the weather. I was really sick yesterday. And we're getting ready to go out to an Oscar party in LA. Goodnesson, one of our two executive producers, is doing a great job. And but he invited Crystal and I to an Oscar party in LA. And flying us out in the works. Real excited. Augustine, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so listen. Well, that's great. Thank you. Thank you, Val. I appreciate that. I got to see, Dad wanted to see the studio, so I brought a video down and showed him on the computer, and he really liked that. He thought that was great. But we're glad your dad liked Prelude. We're glad to give him a little pleasure while he was with us. So yeah. Listen, relationships are everything in life, people. Making sure that we build those relationships and cherish those relationships with other people. Very important. Very important. What else? So I mentioned before we're going to start doing print on demand, which is exactly what I mean. I've just really started to learn about this and realize how great it is and how we're going to start doing so, because that way, like I want to do great quotes from Axanar, right? Like, don't push the pink skins to the thin ice, and stuff with an Andorian logo on it, and stuff like that. And so we'll be able to do that through print on demand. So we're going to be doing that. Oh, excuse me, my nose is so itchy right now. Right now is the one remnant of being sick yesterday is the runny nose. Well, yeah, I mean, everyone who has moms and dads who we love, yeah, it's tough when we lose them. Listen, I think it's tough when they get old, right? I mean, my mom was fading really fast, and that was tough. It was tough seeing her fade that way, because I remember her one way, and oh, there you go, L. Scott music. Thank you, Kevin Scott. We appreciate that. Listen, we Mark and I tweaked episode 4 yesterday, and we just started tweaking episode 5, and that moving things around. We changed a take I didn't like, for example. It was actually of me at that point, but there was a take on the one thing, and I was like, oh, I just don't like that take. I don't like the emphasis I put on this one word. I just felt that was wrong. So Mark said, okay. So he goes and finds the other takes. I said, all right, here the take. Boom, boom, boom. And we both agreed, okay, that take, yes. So we dropped a different take in. We took out a scene, a short piece from episode 5 because it repeated episode 4. So the good stuff. And then we're also working on our first trailer, and that is really exciting. working with the VFX team on that. We're gonna jump around here, but anyway, working with the VFX team, real excited about that. It's exciting to be working on VFX now, let me tell you, because we're so excited about the story without VFX. Once the VFX start going in, yeah, that's going to be great. So having our first trailer will be huge. That will be really, really big. Yeah, Olive Drab. Listen, that is kind of where my mom was, right? My mom had Alzheimer's. Yeah, and right now my dad's in hospice, and so like because I'm sick, I can't go and see him this week, right? Because he can't. Right? He's in a assisted living home, and so Crystal got sick like a month ago. We couldn't go down. Now I'm sick, so we can't go down. So it's gonna be 2 weeks before I see him again. So I know what you're going through. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice, Val. Oh, that was very sweet. That's very sweet. Good. Brian says that's amazing. It is. So there you go. Obviously from someone with music in their name. So yeah. So as far as Axanar goes, one of the hated, of course, the hated Matt Miller is just an idiot. He's always criticizing us for every little thing. First, he criticized when I was looking for some costume pieces before a week. He starts criticizing. And someone asked me today, what's the worst thing they ever said? I said, I don't care. I don't remember. It's like, these aren't people that I care about. So I don't care what they say. I'm more amused by what they say, right? So anyway, the other day, Matt Miller is like, oh, isn't it strange that Alex not releasing anything? Blah, blah, blah. He must not be proud of his work after 8 years that he's not letting us see anything. Look, dumbass, you'll see it when it's out. How's that? Right? How about I'll release trailers and I'll release it, and that's when you'll see it. Right? It's like, here's a guy in Australia that's never done that can't even get his channel over 3,000 subscribers after 16 years. The guy's been on since 2008 and he still has less than 3,000 subscribers. It's because people don't like hatred, Matt. All right, so please just go do something productive with your life, because your hatred of Axanar and all things fan film is just really off-putting to a lot of people. Anyway, we got a plan, and then as we were talking about, if you watch the live stream edit beforehand, which is the wrap edit, there are other people making Axanar films, which I'm very excited about. Well, I get to do a little more acting. That's fun. But Mark Edward Lewis took a piece of our script and did a little film on it. And I tell you I'll tell you one thing about that. It's like with Interlude. I wasn't happy about everything in Interlude, right? I would have done things differently, but that's okay, right? Variety is the spice of life, or as they say, idic, right? So not being in charge. Now, like Jonathan Lane gave me the script and gave me my lines, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And so I just went to the director and I said, okay, this isn't how he talks. And I just cut out a bunch of stuff. And I said, look, let's get it to, and the director's like, yeah, fine, that's cool. I said, good. And then, but, as I've said, and look, I love Interlude. Good piece of work, right? Josh did a great job. Jonathan did a great job. Kevin Carson, the composer, did a great job. Just a lot of really good stuff. But I would have done things different. I hated the bridge stuff. I thought it was like on, it was like it was an LP being done at like 16 RPMs. It was like so slow. I want to cut it up and chop it up and make it like a third of that. I would have cut out 2/3 of the bridge stuff. I would have made that whole thing half the length. But that's me. So when you're not in control of your proper, Axanar's my stuff, you have to like let someone else play with it. Doesn't mean you're going to be happy. I'm just an actor at that point. So they do what they do. And it's not exactly what I want, but that's okay. It's Josh and Jonathan's vision, right? And Josh made a re-edit of that, which I really liked. Matter of fact, I wonder if I have the re-edit up. I'm gonna have to ask Josh about that. And Icarus, which is I think that's the final title of it. That's Mark Edward Lewis's project. I wouldn't have shot it that way, but wasn't my project. I'm just an actor playing Garth, right? And that's good. So anyway, I figure I'll share. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. There's a video that I have on my playlist from Sidetrack. So he seems to have some inside information. So I'm gonna see. That wouldn't surprise me, right? But if they sell Star Trek for $2 billion, I don't know. I don't know if that's enough money to mean anything to Paramount. That's true. That's so sweet of you, Val. Thank you so much. Thank you. One of the nicest compliments I've ever gotten is when people say that, and I so appreciate that. Good night, Ian Mitchell. It is it's late there. Thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate it. You take care. But hey, I'm all for that. Yeah, what? Okay. All right, let me ask you guys this. You're Jeff Bezos. You're Elon Musk. You're worth over all right. They're both worth close to 200 billion, give or take 20 billion, right? I don't know where they are right now. They're close to it. You're a big Star Trek fan. Jeff Bezos, why the frack have you not bought Star Trek? What the hell are you doing? What are you doing with your life? You have $200 billion. $200 billion. You could take $2 billion, $3 billion, $4 billion. I don't know how much it costs. I mean, Marvel. What? Here's my little ocelot. In the middle of my rant. This is my little ocelot. This is Juno. I call her my ocelot because of the way she striped and the sound she makes. She makes the funniest sounds. Anyway, if you're Jeff Bezos, an avowed Star Trek fan, take a few $1 billion and buy Star Trek, and it's yours. You own Star Trek. You can design the future of the Star Trek universe, and you can give it enough money to do whatever you wanted to do. What kind of joyless prick are you that you would rather? I mean, seriously, what are you spending your money on? Washington Post? I mean, really? I just don't get it. I do not get it. Oh, Doomcock posted it. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Ian. That's very sweet of you. Yeah, what, buddy? Oh, who's there? No one's there. What are you looking at? This is the little guy that climbs in bed with me and nuzzles with me. And last night when I was really sick, he was in bed and let me know he was there, as he does. And Kiki is his sister, and hopefully they've got a doctor in Jacksonville. I love you too. Okay, you want to get down? Right. Get down. Mark, I sent you an email. Make sure you got it. I sent you a friend request too. For some reason, we're not friends on Facebook. Maybe you changed your account or something. But I want to get you your tunics. So make sure you get with me. All right. Doggos are all downstairs. They don't come upstairs. Pee-wee comes upstairs. Pee-wee comes up and sleeps in the bed. Yeah, they're all downstairs. Unfortunately, yesterday we had a meet and greet with Penny, our 72-pound house hippo of a Shar-Pei lab mix. It has a really sweet college girl graduating that wants a senior dog. So we rescheduled that meet and greet for 2 weeks. Penny's such a sweet dog. So yeah. So there you go. Anyway, can you imagine having that much money that you could think about? I mean, you could buy anything you wanted. I mean, you have that much money, you can buy Disney. What's the market cap of Disney? Let's see. It's on my phone. It's one of literally I follow 3 stocks. Disney's one of them, which is stock's been doing well. Let's see what the market cap is. $208 billion. All right, so spend $50 billion, leverage the rest, and buy Disney. Right? Or don't. But then you'd have Star Wars and Marvel. I mean, can you imagine having Star Wars and Marvel? I would buy Disney. I would buy Disney, and then I'd buy Star Trek and put it under Disney. And then that would be the ultimate geek movie studio. Marvel, Star Trek, and Star Wars. Right? Yes, I would fire everyone that works at Star. They'd all get fired. Of course they would. And put in people that really care about the production. And like the way we do, the way fans do, right? I'd reach out to all the fans. I would have fan events all the time. Yes, don't tell me about how much money you need to make. Just make sure the fans are happy. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Val. Yeah, so excuse me. Oh, yeah, that's a big sneeze. If you're just joining me, I've been sick for a day and a half, and just kind of the fever broke midday today. So thank you, Val. Thank you, Augustine. Those saying thank you, Nemesis. Everyone's blessing me for sneezing. I appreciate that. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't get rich people. Like if I was Jeff Bezos, yes, I would buy Disney. I mean, Bezos has Amazon, and so he's trying to rule the world. Okay, go rule the world. In the meantime, I would buy Disney and buy Star Trek. You know, those are fun things. I would also make sure that I would change all the. I would use my money to change all the laws in this country, so every animal had to be registered, spayed, and neutered. I would make sure that all the animal shelters were fully funded, that all the rescues were fully funded, and make sure that that we were a no-kill country, that people understood that cats and dogs had to be spayed and neutered, and that we minimized the populations so all the cats and dogs were adopted. That would be a worthy goal. A couple $1 billion, you're done. And then I go into Mexico and I do it I just start creeping down South America, and they don't have a problem in Canada. So yeah, that's what I'd be doing. I would use my money for things that are important. Fun, okay? I'd buy Disney and Star Trek. Doing good in the world, I would do good for animals. So there you go. Oh, hold on. Okay. There you go. That's me blowing my nose off screen. So yeah, I mean, if I had billions of dollars, but I don't, so I don't worry about it. But I do good work. We do good work. The Axanar Animal Rescue is doing great work now. We're so excited. Matter of fact, when I got sick on Saturday, I was driving down to the rescue food bank, and they literally have a food bank for a dog and cat rescues. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going tomorrow to get more food. But they have everything. They have cat litter. They have wet food, dry food, dog food, cat food. They even have like bird food and stuff. So, yeah. So, and it's ridiculously cheap. 15 cents a pound. I literally got, what did I get? 478 pounds of dog food for our dog rescue. Not what we do. We have a sister rescue. And it was $72, and she freaked out. Like, she wasn't expecting it. And so that was great. And I came back with, the car was full of litter and cat food and some dog food. And so, yeah, I remember. So I need to go down and get more cat food because of all our fosters. So they have plenty of food. So they're not spending their own money, or we're not spending money on them. Yeah, huh? Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah. So I'm just arranging now. We're doing a big event where in 2 weeks, where all my fosters, everyone who's part of the rescue, all the volunteers are coming to my house. We're gonna have a little party, and then we're gonna go out and trap cats, set up traps, get to this one area, get all the cats trapped, and then they're all going to collect. Yes, Axanar is it is not only a nonprofit corporation, but is a 501c3. So yeah, so there you go. We'll be doing a fundraiser here this week too, just because we're buried in debt in debt and costs right now. So we need a couple $1,000, and plus, fortunately, our benefactors for Axanar are also really big animal fans. So there you go. Does anyone have any questions? By the way, I'm going to keep telling you, any questions about Axanar, just shoot. I got to tell you, our Klingons, we have 3. Most of you know we found footage of Richard that we're using, which is really important, which is great, right? Which is really great. It's from Prelude, but the funny thing what had happened was Christian had rewritten Karn's lines the week before the shoot and didn't give them to Richard. So Richard comes up and is reading the old lines, which were like 50% change. So we had some extra lines. We found those lines, and Mark integrated them into, and they were 2 different pieces. So one of them goes in episode 4, One of them goes in episode 5. And the piece in episode 5 is just freaking brilliant. And it works so well. It's the perfect capper to Karn's story, right? It's really great. Yeah, Craig, well, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, I love that model. It's great. And then we have the Klingon. Kevin Porter did the Moreau character, as I've said, that I've told you guys this before, but some of you who are in here, I'm going to say it again. And he did it back in the October shoot, and he did a very good job. He's a very good actor. His Klingon is very TNG, right? Makeup's great. Costume's fantastic. I mean, he's great. I mean, it's good. But when we watched it, we were like, great, but this isn't that character, because the Moreau is like old, and he has to have a certain age to him. And Kevin was like 40 years old. So we're like, it didn't work. So we recast that role. And I told Kevin, what we did was we're keeping 2 or 3 of Kevin's lines in, right? We're just making him a different character. So we actually have 3 Klingons. And since they all look different, it works so well. So well. Yes. And I think I've told you before, when I saw Richard in the hospital, he said one of his biggest regrets was he wasn't going to be able to do Axanar. So yeah, I know he would be. I know he's looking down and happy that we're doing it. Yes, I agree. And so we have 3 Klingons, all of whom look great. And the Klingon we shot this past shoot, his costume is, excuse me, it's amazing. And the great thing is, the costume from this past shoot is John Colicos's costume as Kor in Blood Oath, and the sequel, once more into the breach, right? It's actually John Colicos's actual costume. It's all brown. It's a very warm earth tone color palette. I put the gold baldric on. So Kevin Porter had a silver baldric on. The gray, he had the gray Worf style baldric on a gray J.J. Abrams Klingon top. So Colicos's costume is brown. So it's a perfect. Everyone looks different. All the Klingons look different. So the Klingons give us a lot of production value. Well, I don't know what's the penalty for sneezing. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. He nailed it. Richard nailed it. Wait till you see our new Klingon. Yeah. I will argue. Let's put it this way. I'll argue that the 4 best Klingons in all of Star Trek history are Karn, Moreau, both from Axanar, Martok, and Kang. Those are my calls. Worf is, I kind of take Worf out of it. It's just, he got so many personal favorites and all. Let's talk about all the other Klingons. That's it. But our other Klingon, Moreau, it's insane how good this guy is. Yeah, I agree. And different. And it's just, a matter of fact, we had approached Danny Trejo about playing the Klingon, and they just blew us off. And so we got the guy we got. And thank God we didn't get Danny Trejo, because there's no way he could have been as good as this guy. And I love Danny Trejo. And I would have loved to have seen Danny Trejo as a Klingon. I would have loved to have seen him as Moreau. But he would have given us a different look. Probably a much more rough, gruff look. But anyway, we're so happy. I can't tell you. Yeah, that's true. There are 2 Andorians in Axanar, and they're good. God, we'll cut up. Yeah, I can't even show them to you because they were so rough. Right, and the rough cut right now. One of them shot on the bridge, though. I think we showed a clip of. But anyway, 2 Andorians. The captain, Trask, and the Admiral Threll, who is fucking brilliant. So Admiral Threll's an Andorian. He's played by Steve McCage, who is the nephew of Steve Inett. How cool is that, right? I cast him years ago, 6 years ago. I first talked to him. Let's see. Yeah, that would be cool, huh? The antenna. So the Admiral Threll has TOS style Klingon antenna, and Trask has TOS has Enterprise era Android antenna, and we do that on purpose because we're Axanar and we respect all canon. Hi, Trek reviewer. It sounds like you may have a podcast. If so, contact me, alec@axanar.com. I'd love to chat with you. But if that's true, I think it's good. I think they need a new corporate parent, right? And I hope they clean house, right? That's what you would hope. I don't think they will. I think, unfortunately, they'll probably. But yeah, that would be. I think it'd be a big step forward for Star Trek. Listen, I think Kurtzman has done. I'm always apologizing for Kurtzman. You think Kurtzman would have done me the courtesy of sending me an email or something? But that being said, we have to acknowledge that Kurtzman is more hits than misses, right? All right, and let's do it this way. Discovery, I'm saying, is a miss. Picard, the first 2 seasons, I think are a miss. The 3rd season's a hit. Lower Decks is a hit. Prodigy is a hit. Strange New Worlds is a hit. So 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds, 3 seasons of Lower Decks. That's 5. 6 for Prodigy, 7 for Picard. All right? I think, more hits than misses. So that's my take on it, Trek reviewer. I'm hoping that's the truth. I really do. You don't know. And listen, there were going to be Tellarites in Axanar, but at some point, that would have been an extra $5,000-$10,000 worth of makeup effects, and we just couldn't afford it. And we just couldn't. It just would have burdened the production down. There's a Tellarite in the story, but you're not going to see him. So yeah, it's a bit of a cheat. We're sorry, but that's the way it is. I don't believe that for a second. That would be cool. 4 seasons. Thank you, Trek reviewer. Much obliged. 4 seasons of Lower Decks. Yeah, so look at that. So I'm going to say I haven't even seen Discovery season 5, and I'm going to call it a miss because it's Discovery. And 2 seasons of Picard. That's 7 seasons of miss, but 8 seasons of success. So as I said, more hits than misses. Kurtzman did a lot of things right. No, here's what to understand. Kurtzman's not a Star Trek guy. That's why Discovery is such a disaster, right? However, what did they do? Well, in season 2, they realized everyone was in love with Captain Pike, right? So they were smart enough to spin it off. Huge win for fans. I mean, literally, we're bitching about Discovery and saying, give fans what they want. And so that's exactly what he did. Another sneeze coming up. Hold on. And they gave us exactly what we wanted. So kudos to Kurtzman. Lower Decks has, let's face it, spin-off. He's not really running that show. It's under his purview. He allowed Lower Decks. He greenlit that. He greenlit Prodigy. Good. He greenlit Picard. Okay, first 2 seasons are a miss. Third season was brilliant. So overall, Kurtzman, training wheels were long. But now, listen, this is all equation is going to change if he goes through the Star Trek Academy nonsense, because that's a bad idea. Section 31, he's obligated to do because of Michelle Yeoh. But we'll see. Hold on a second. Whoa. I think I'm going to need antihistamine to sleep tonight. I don't know. What do you call it? Tolerate shit. Well, listen, I'm not sure why he said I'm not a fan of Critical Drinker. I really don't know much about him. But Lower Decks is brilliant. Anyone who says otherwise is, I'm sorry, I don't respect your opinion. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. No, I'll tell you why they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it because Kurtzman doesn't want to give Metalis that much power. Right? Right now, everyone wants Metalis to run Star Trek, not Kurtzman. I'm just guessing. What do I know? But my guess is politically, Kurtzman's not going to empower Metalis. Lower Decks is one big love letter to Star Trek. It's brilliant. And I wasn't a fan originally, but I gave it a second chance, and I am a huge fan. And the crossover episode was brilliant. Third season of Picard is very good. Hello, Steve Baldy. Yeah, so that's my take. I think I think Star Trek is heading in the right direction. What we have to get over, what Kurtzman has to get over, is this idea that we have to say everything's the prime universe. Because it's not. And Akiva Goldsman has basically said so with their retconning the con and all that nonsense. He basically said, well, we keep changing it because they want Star Trek to be our future. And so they keep retconning it. So, it could be our future. No, it's not our future. It wasn't our future when Gary 7 disabled the orbital platform. Right? Star Trek is a future. It's not our future. And as soon as you try and make it that, you've missed the point. So all of Kurtzman is happening. All of that is an alternate universe. They keep trying to tell us it's not. It is. And you know what? That's cool. We're okay with that, people. Kurtzman, just say it's an alternate universe because your buddy JJ did, and it worked perfectly. You didn't learn that lesson. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, there's never going to be a fourth movie. Yeah, Sturm, I don't disagree with any of that. You know, it was beginning to end better. It was a lot of fan service, right? I mean, but it was unabashedly fan service. It was acknowledging, it was winking to the audience and giving, like, it was basically Terry Matalas saying, I'm going to give you exactly, all right, this is what you want. I'm going to give you exactly what you want. So it was all fan service. Okay, but it was good fan service, right? You know, and I'm okay with that. Ronald D. Moore won't take over because he wants his own properties. JMS, maybe, I doubt it. McFarlane, Seth. You spelled it wrong. That's right. Seth, yeah, but Seth would hire Terry Matalas, is my bet. Terry Matalas doesn't. I don't think they're not going to hire him to run Star Trek. They would certainly hire him to be a showrunner. Yeah, I mean, the story was, it was kind of weak. I was kind of like, oh, wait, the Borg taking over by, okay. Yeah. I am definitely needing some hot tea and some decongestant because all this talking is getting me stuffed up. All right. Well, we are at the hour mark, and I do need to go downstairs and get some hot tea and then take a decongestant. Val, we want you to know that we're all here. If you just joined us, we've been talking because Val Sminer, who's Eccleston Angel here, lost her mom and dad. Lost her mom's funerals today, and her dad passed away yesterday. So we're really, our hearts go out to Val. We're here for her. So Val, you're in our thoughts. Please stay strong. And oh God, Sturm, don't ask her to drink Fireball. Fireball is awful. You gotta have at least Jack Fire. That's so much better. And yeah, those are words to live by, Randall. Hey, thank you all. It's been wonderful to be here. I hope you enjoyed our behind the scenes, the live stream video. We got a behind the scenes video coming out this week with interviews with me, Dale Simpson, and Dana Wagner, and with some more behind the scenes stuff. And we are gonna, hopefully, we'll have a trailer here in a couple. I think the trailer will be, so next month is Mark's fan film, and then after that we have a trailer coming out of Axanar. So there's going to be a lot of Axanar content coming out, more and more. So stay tuned as we give you little nuggets. We're excited. We'll be releasing hopefully late this summer. And if you have any questions, you know where I am. I'll be getting my store up here soon. I know the Axanar fans, the Axanar fan group is working on an Axanar store. So if you have any questions, alec@axanar.com. Let's see. Oh, John Davis. Thank you, sir. Axanar 3As. Yes, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And yes, maybe time for DragonCon. We'll see. But anyway, as always, everyone, live long and prosper. Send your love to Val, and we'll see. Maybe we'll do something tomorrow night. We'll see. This weekend I'm going out to the Oscars, so there's nothing happening Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Probably a little updates from the Oscar party. and we'll keep you posted. All right. Boy, I can't even put the video out. I don't even have my updates. You guys take care. We'll see you soon. Cheers.